Welcome to today's interview with a remarkable figure in Bungoma County. Moses Nandalwe is the founder of Nandalwe Foundation. He is not only a beacon of hope, but also a seasoned politician who has made a significant strides in spite of facing electoral challenges. His journey is one of the resilience, conversion, and unwavering commitment to uplifting the community of Serisia constituency. Beyond the political arena, Moses' impact extends deep into fabric of society, particularly during festive season. Through his foundation, he has become a synonymous with extending of helping hand to mothers, women, men, and children in the constituency. In our conversation today, we delve into Moses' remarkable journey from his early days working alongside influential figures like Mr. Francis Atwoli at Kotu, and his current endeavors with the Turkana governor or the Turkana County government through Tana River. Apologies. Through it all, Moses has remained steadfast in his pursuit of positive change, serving as a shining example of resilient conversion. Join us today as we explore the life, vision, and impact of Moses Nandalwe, a true champion of progress and empowerment in Bungoma County. All right, welcome, Mheshimiwa, to our interview. This is RJ Media, and on your very left-hand side is presenter Cyril, RJ Media's interviewer. Welcome. Thank you. So, Mheshimiwa, thank you very much, first of all, for accepting and giving up an appointment to interview you. Uh, First of all, we want to welcome you to this interview. It has been a long time, even for me. I was still a child then, I was still this side. And, you know, it's a long story that we always want to thank God. Yes. So, Mr. Moses Nandalwe, first of all, I just want to go ahead to the questions that I had prepared for you, and I will welcome my fellow to class.
Yeah, my name is Cyril, and I'm here with Moses Nandal. So much more. My first question is, can you tell us more about the vision and goals of the Nandale Foundation? What inspired you to come up with that comment?
Yeah, well, whatever that brought up the call for me to find it sober to start the Nandala Foundation. First was my background. I am from a humble background. My father, he was a peasant farmer. He was a great man before, but I'm the last born of a second mother. So my elder brothers could have found my father very strong and supportive, but during my time as a last born from a second mother, I found my father so tired and old. So through the struggle, uh, when I joined high school, it was because of neighbors and the community that came together to fundraise for me. When I was joining the university, even raising bus fare, during our time, we had Eldoret Express. Raising fare to take me to Kenyatta University was also an upward task. That's why, after finishing, I swore that these people who have stood in, it will see an old woman coming here with 50 shillings to contribute to my education. So I sympathized with the situation and I swore in my heart that if given chance one time, if I'll have something in my pocket, I'll take it back to the poor. That was the sole uh, uh, reason why I started the Nandalwe Foundation. So we began with the school fee. We used village elders and other stakeholders to identify poor families, whereby we send our task force to interview the family, then we pay. There are those who were able to secure full scholarship, some for high school, others for university. Even I have some, in the university, but I have some that are under another foundation through scholarship. So it was like that. We started with scholarship. Then from there we extended. We started now looking at the roads, the coinage of the road. We went there to water. We started drilling water around. As you can see here, this is my home. I have used water here. But the lower tank supplies water here. But the upper tank supplies water down the road. I have joined pipes down almost 2 kilometers, whereby wananchi uh, fetch from down the road. We have built another uh, like inventor where people get water from there. We extended to now building schools. We have built over 84 schools in this constituent. From there, we went to now borders. Borders used to cause a lot of accidents. And we said, every border must go to school, acquire a license. So we used to give 100,000 every stage so that border will go to school. And they do. Then we went to now motivating teachers who had performed well. And then I went up to now eradicating, we call it cheap housing. I ensure that you don't have a crust-touched house. It is constituent. Yeah. And that's, if you go around, if you find somebody with a crust-touched house, let us know. Although since elections, we lost a lot of funds to campaigns. So Nandalwe Foundation has not sustained itself very well since we lost election. But I want to promise our supporters that maybe 6 or 7 months, 8 months from now, we will be back to our feet. So just to mention a few, from there, we started building ICT colleges. We have tailoring colleges here and other development. Women empowerment, women group, and then also it is a norm that here every 24th, all women from this constituency come here to take Christmas. Because it fits logic. If you are a leader, you are enjoying Christmas when your subjects are not enjoying Christmas. So it is Nandalwe Foundation has just created the background of helping the poor, the less fortunate in the society.
Wow. So, Mheshimiwa, despite you not feeling a nation, you know, sometimes things come, happen, and they happen, but you have remained actively involved in serving the community at Serisia constituency. What drives your commitment to public service?
Because my fundamental agenda is not even being or holding a political position. But my agenda is to touch the lives of the people. When I came together and they said I should buy, but if today I get some good money that will sustain me helping these people all through my life, then there is no need of me becoming a member of parliament. But we came together, stakeholders and advisors came together and said, uh, being a member of parliament will find a platform to help more and then also to speak for them, and also maybe you can attract other people who may want to help more. Yeah, so that's why I started to buy. But as the Bible say, Many people don't like good leaders. You can be a good leader, but they might decide how to choose you. And that is why when Jesus Christ was presented before Herod, and also I don't know, there was a certain thief. Yeah. He was called who? Then they said Barabbas. Barabbas. Yeah. Yeah. They they said in fact they saved Barnabas and they chose to crucify Jesus Christ. And you remember the works of Jesus Christ on this earth. So on this earth you can do well, but people prefer you for something else. Even in life. Oh, unaweza tuongoza msichana na wewe ni mzuri, unajua kuvaa, uko na maadili mazuri, lakini msichana anaweza kuacha aenda achukue mtu mwenye ako na nywele chafu chafu, ama hata ana pesa, hata unaweza kuwa na pesa na kuacha aende tu achukue mtu mwenye nywele chafu chafu chokorao, unaona
kama ya huyo.
So in life, people have choices. So when they make a choice, you don't dispute. You lose it to them. That one day, maybe they might regret or they don't regret it upon them. But my self-drive is to make sure that whatever I get, however small, I share with these people. I solve problems here and there. Yeah.
Okay, so Mheshimiwa, how do you believe your experience working with Kotu and the Tana River governor have influenced your approach to addressing issues in Bungoma County?
Yeah, you see, those are different constituencies. The Central Organization of Trade Unions is a non-partisan and a pressure group, a non-governmental association that I work with. Maybe we can say it can only help us, maybe when it comes to employment. Maybe I don't want, you see, when I help people, I don't like mentioning. But maybe with that experience and so what I've managed to help one or two people get some small or cheap employment here and there. But in terms of maybe the Central Organization of Trade Unions, Court Kenya, impacting to the people of Bungoma directly, that might be a lie. It can only be of relevance when sometimes we come here and then we recruit unionists. We come here, we tell people that if you are working as a civil servant or you need to belong in a union. And you remember, I'm the first person who drafted the bill that has now been enacted into law that allows the private security to be part of the security, the national security. You see, even in that bill, I proposed that they're supposed to have arms, and I like the director, my son, whom I taught in bad politics, Basul Mohammed, who is now the national director for the private security. He has made sure that that bill passed through parliament and is now in practice. They are going to add salaries to the private security, and also maybe they might provide them with arms in the near future. So that is it. That is the only way you can feel the impact of the Central Organization of Trade Union. But in terms of other issues, maybe no. Tana River government is another constituent, very far from here. Is in the north, no, is in the coast. In fact, upper cost. So maybe me going there is just employment, but also if it's such, I have maybe helped one or two people. I don't want to mention here, but at the same time, I want to say that impacting the people, impacting another county directly, is also not applicable. Yeah.
So, which you are the CEO of Nandalwe Foundation, right? Yes. So, according to the Facebook page of Nandalwe Foundation, the bio says a charitable organization with the aim of uprooting the society from change with power. But here comes the question: what are the challenges you have been facing for you to achieve the goal you have been aiming?
of uplifting individuals and the change of power. Yeah, you see, like in a Sirisha constituency, um, what has been happening? One, I've been facing resistance from the sitting member of parliament. You see, when a leader is not development oriented, and then here you come with the challenge of development, you you shine more than the sitting member of parliament. Of course, and sometimes with obvious reasons, the MB might decide to organize or to balkanize or maybe to, to, to organize um, an arm to ensure that you don't deliver what you are supposed to deliver. Remember, there is a certain scenario that happened in Namwesi, whereby a woman drowned, a pregnant woman drowned, and in the process, the woman lost the child. And that story really affected me to an extent that I had to cut other programs, I had to stop uh, other development that I was doing around. We mobilized funds to ensure that we go and build that bridge. When I arrived there with my arsenals, a contingent of police officers in Land Rovers came to arrest me and to make sure that they do the normal harassment to ensure that I don't continue with the construction. Such a things happen here. I have built schools. You have had on media some instances where I am blocked from even opening a project that I built. ICT center, sometimes we go there, they come at night, they interfere with the electricity wires and so on. So we call it just local mediocrity from people who doesn't understand where Kenya is going. For example, today if I become a member of parliament, then another person is coming with an agenda that will uplift our people. Why should I block that person? That's why we are suffering from local mediocrity that has been affecting uh, the developmental agenda of our people. So, and that resistance, you see, when a member of parliament is planning resistance, remember that people affected, even that poor person who is his supporter will resist the development that will eventually help him. So that has been curtailing our programs, but we have been soldiering on.
So, Mheshimiwa, you have been known for supporting mothers and women during holidays. What do you prioritize these groups and what impact will you hope to achieve through the action?
Well, with issues with charity, you don't concentrate so much on the impact. With charity, you just help, then you forget. You don't document charity. You don't expect paper. Just help and go away. Uh, like now, during December holidays, we always have here almost 300 women who come here for ungangano, mafuta ya kupika, chumvi, sukari, nini. We don't document something. Just give and then you forget. Maybe in terms of maybe if the political impact that what we're talking about, maybe now they can convert such uh, such into votes. But as you can see, I lost. So in issues with charity, you just help and go away. You don't expect anything in return.
So, Mheshimiwa, as you said, you do not expect something from return. But you have seen most of the days and years as I've been, I've been a son of the soil of this constituency for the last 18 years. But I've been seeing women and mayors, mostly women, mothers. They're the ones who are coming on 24th and 31st for those charitable
So why do you prioritize those groups? Why not men and children?
No, 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 no. We as I was saying,
Yes.
here in Russia, every group has its own day. Even those special groups have their own day. On 24th December, that's a day for women. On 10th October, it's day for men, right? And then there is another day for PWDs and other special groups. So we have not ignored anyone in this kind of arrangement. It's only that we were just focusing on women because women are the most affected. And in fact, there's a time I was in France and President Macron stood and said, we want to declare here that from today henceforth, women will become a special group in our constitution. And that is also maybe one time, if I'll go to parliament, we shall prioritize that, make sure that also women are centered as a special group in our constitution because they face a lot of challenges. Wewe mwanaume unaweza enda utafute mapera ukule, lakini mwanamke kama amekosa nakaa hapo tu. So they hapa like water, wewe utachukua mtungi uende maji mtoni, mwanamke atachukua mtungi aende, na wewe ndio unaharibu kura. The man also, the voter apathy, poor voting patterns that are being created by men. The political errors world over are being created by men. Women are the ones who are going out to vote. Women are the ones who are leaving their homes to go attend those sensitization meetings called by the chiefs and other administrators. But men, we we are failing the country. That's why sometimes as politicians we want to empower women so that they forge ahead with pride and honor.
Mheshimiwa, a few days ago, you on your Facebook page, you had posted that your daughter had passed very well and you are very proud of him. Then you also posted that he had taken him, you had taken her to secondary school. So from this perspective, I find it why that you value very much education from that. And education seems to be very important to you. How do you view the role of education in breaking the cycle of poverty?
Yeah, there is no way you can fight poverty using other channel. The only channel to fight poverty is empowering young men and women with education. That's why the former president of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy, once said that an uneducated child is a lost child. A child is not educated, that one is a lost child. So that's why myself, when we talk about eradication of poverty, first my mind runs to education. We need proper channels. We need proper networks in terms of funding and supporting the less fortunate to acquire education. The root cause of anarchy and the root cause of all these crimes you see happening in our country is because we neglected education. And the opposite of a child who is not educated, the only option that they will choose is anarchy. And when we have a society full of anarchists, that is a destroyed society. And that's why I said, if you want to cut a tree, you start with the roots. So the roots of poverty eradication is education. We educate the kids, tunafukuza ujinga, then baadaye wana. Take me as an example. When I was joining the university in 2007, My parents were living in a one-bedroom house, one-bedroom, semi-permanent house in this compound you're sitting. Because of education, look at what education has turned this compound to be. You see, I was not a bank robber. I was not a thief. Whatever I have acquired is through the pen. Yeah, even if you go to my history, even if you investigate, you do one. Anything that I've acquired is through the pen. So that's the reason that if I am just a son of a peasant who rose and called upon the support of the community for me to go to school, why not another? You see, if others helped me, why should I not help another child to go to school? So that we have um, several Nandalwes in this constituency. You see? But the, the primitive nature of our politicians, our leaders, the people we elect into office, some of them who neglected education from the onset will not be good examples and role models to our sons and daughters. You see? That's why every time I stand, I always tell people that let's elect politicians and leaders who are well educated so that they become role models to our sons and daughters. Because if you are a member of parliament, you never went to school, will you stand and tell people that take kids to school and you yourself you do not go to school? It becomes a problem. So we need to set an example from the beginning, and that's why I took my daughter to school. You see, my daughter was going to South Africa, but elders came here and said, no, 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 this is your firstborn. She can't go. I had already paid school fees. I can even show you the documents and everything. But they said, no, 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 no. She will just be, let her just go from Kenya. So I had to follow that by the letter. Called South Africa in the bank, Crawford International. They told us that we will keep your money. We can't repart, but we'll keep your money. In case you want to bring another daughter, we'll take over. But the elder said the firstborn. So as a leader, I must be an example. My daughters and my son, they must show the world that Moses Nandalwe passed the exam and is a good example of what education can do. It is right. So if my kid cannot go to school, if my kid can fail the exam, which exam am I giving to the child? I was a top student in this school called Spanda Primary in the year 2001. You see? So I'm talking from experience that education is the only fundamental issue that we need to talk about from the governor, from the women rep, from the MPs, from the M's to the MCS. We must just spread education and support those less fortunate in society to acquire education. Yeah.
Okay, Mheshimiwa, you have said education, but we can learn from the perspective of Professor John Winakoya. He says he has several degrees, so this means he's a very educated man. But why does a very educated man come up with manifestos that look very controversial, according to your knowledge about education?
You see, there is education and there is philosophical belief.
Yeah.
Church Watakoya is not controversial. Church Watakoya is just super learned and more so a very dangerous researcher. For example, when he comes here and tells you that hemp or cannabis sativa can be converted into medicine or something, he's not far from there. He's not far from that's not controversy. When today when we sit here, then I tell you that this grass, I can use this grass to heal you from diarrhea. I'm not being controversial. I'm just advising. And this is what, when you go to Jamaica, people are lining up to buy hemp. They line up. nywele, unaona mafuta ya nywele ya kupaka wanawake kwa nywele ndio nywele kwa soft. They use cannabis sativa. Yeah, with mafuta, kienda Jamaica mafuta ya kujipaka, they sativa. Everything. The foodstuffs in supermarkets, they stuff mixed with the sativa. So it's only that civilization became late in Africa. That when in America civilization was at sunset, we were at sunrise. That's why sometimes we are late in terms of understanding some issues. So George Olujirwa Chapoya is not being controversial. He's just trying to tell Kenyans that look here, I am a super researcher. Can you try what I'm telling you? Yeah, yeah. So I can't say that's controversial. What we condemn is now our young men using cannabis indica as as a drug. Abusing it is what we condemn as leaders. But if somebody comes with an idea like that, I think as a country, we can now say, wait a minute, you want to show us that this one helps, this one can be medicine. Okay, show us. Let's support. Let us have a factory. Let's can you write a proposal? Let's follow it. Let's see. But I don't think what is controversial.
So, as I conclude, once a time in the very, I think was the very final campaign here in Sirisia, and Baba Raila Odinga came here, and you were given an opportunity to speak. And you once said that Baba Raila Odinga at some point alikutoa jela, ulikuwa umeshika something like that, if I'm not wrong. So maybe briefly in 2 minutes, unaweza tupea history yako na baba.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, when I arrived the university,
Yes.
I was a poor student from a very humble background. But you see, my father had already anointed me that maybe one day I might follow his footsteps. So I started talking to people, directing, and so I started knowing people. Like now, this MP for Kiharu, Dindi Nyoro, became my best friend. He was second year, I was first year, became my best friend. This MP for Runyenjes, Eric Changi Njiri, this Kakusha guy, MP for Mukurweini. I think I have classmates in parliament, almost 10 of them. So we started talking. Then they say, why don't you try this thing? Why don't you try doing a student? I don't have money. No. Just try. Then there was a son to Newton Kulundu, former minister. I said, I can take you to my dad. We'll help you. Then we went to Newton Kulundu. Newton Kulundu took us to Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi by then was minister for, was it industrialization or what? Alipata hiyo scandal ya cemeteries. Scandal. Tukaenda kule, Musalia Mudavadi accepted to print t-shirts for me. When the students rallied behind me, then I won election. So when I won elections, Raila Odinga called me. He said, come with the students. No, since by then we had PNU and ODM. So in the university also we'll go with that version. PNU, ODM. So Raila Odinga called me through Major Idris. There's a guy called Major Idris, who was his partner of that. Said, bring me all student leaders who won on ODM. So I organized a battalion from Kenyatta University to go to Prime Minister's office. So we went and then Ninja was working together. He could send me to talk on media. He could work with me. There's a time I was going to Egypt. We went together with him. Tutaka kwenda mahali unatembea. So it came a time whereby I brought a revolution to the university. Then I was arrested and jailed. And you see the government by then said that it's Raila who gave me money to organize a strike and so on. So Raila called Ababu Namwamba. Then Ababu Namwamba came up with a motion in parliament. The Speaker of the National Assembly by then, Philip Marende, ruled that the Committee for Education, Science and Technology they should investigate the matter to see whether I was directly involved with the strike or not. So after 6 months, the committee led by the Mosopo MP, David vindicated me. The parliament said that I was acting as a student leader, not just a criminal. I was released from prison. So immediately I heard that the government wanted to arrest me again. So Raila Odinga took me to Kapon. The president of Kapon by then was a friend to Raila Odinga, Alhaji Omar Bongo. I went there, sat there for some time. Then when I was in Kapon, I heard that Kalonzo Musyoka, who was then the Minister for Foreign Affairs, had written a letter that I should be deported from Gabon back to Kenya. When Raila organized with the president of Gabon, I was sneaked through the boundary to Nigeria. I went and kept up with the family of former Prime Minister of Nigeria called Nnamdi Azikiwe for some time. So I got tired. I just told Raila I don't want to come back to the country. So I came back, was arrested again. Then later released. Then now Raila came together with friends at Olazo. They raised money. That's why I went abroad to study. That is now where Raila comes in. So from here, I've respected Raila Odinga. He's a great friend of mine. Amekuja kwa hii boma, amekuja kwa boma yangu ya Kasarani, amekuja kwa boma yangu ya Karen. We are buddies. Yeah, we are buddies.
So much more, despite the fact that we have tried find so many of but unsuccessful. We expect in 2027 or that.
I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. We tutang'ang'ana hapa. Because hata kama kuna wizi wa kura hapa, lakini I cannot leave my people to languish in the miasma of abject poverty just because of rigging. I will continue fighting to ensure that nakomboa hao watu wangu. Na siku moja mkisikia kwamba nimepiga kura, utaona mabunge zote zitakuja kwa hii constituency kufanya benchmarking, kwa sababu I'm a very selfless leader who is here for a task. Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much for that time. Thank you very much for that. You know, I think leaders are very about celebrations. Fast and casual is coming much very young, but just good as I can't very much. So it's such good. We go back to him. I'll just say to him, it's working quite a moderate. It's what would meet my personal story. Sana.
Sawa, twende kwa nyumba tu
Chape kwa picha kwa
unataka hamtaki